Yeah,
hello, Mr.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Don. I'm going to talk you through now how this auto mini binder works to show that it is in perfect working condition.
Yeah.
This machine, as you can see from the name here, is Sulby. Sulby is a very popular brand, and this edition is Mark III Auto Mini Binder. The aim of this machine is to get you to bind a book like this so that it is perfect bound and nice flat spine. Then with a 3/8 trimmer, we get a finished product such as that. Nice finish all the way through. To start off with, we need to switch the mini binder on about 1.5 hours before we start using it to allow the hot glue to melt, because if it does not melt properly and be in a liquid form, this rotor will be damaged if it is switched on. I am now going through the process of switching on the machine, because there are about 4, if you include the main switch, there are 4 additional switches that are doing 4 different things. So the main switch switches on the temperature as well as gets the hot glue going. The thermostat tells me that the temperature is now right. It comes on, and then in a minute or seconds it's going to turn itself off. Anytime it turns on, it puts current through the coils. Now it has gone off now, so that the temperature is being controlled as it comes on and goes off. This thermocouple is doing a very, very important job. If it's not operating, it's not right to use the machine. So this is the first point to check that this machine is functioning properly. Temperature is being controlled. The next thing that needs to be switched on is the trimmer here. The trimmer has got a very important job. First, the spine of a book could look like this if it is guillotine, or could be different folds. So we need to trim out a few millimeters of it to give it the shape of that. As you can see, these have got grooves and things like lines on them, which is what this part of the machine does. The point of binding a book using this facility is to allow us that when the book, especially this, the book is in that form, when it goes through the trimmer, as you're going to see in a minute, it gives it these grooves, and then when it passes through the hot glue, it forces glue, hot glue, into all the parts of this book, so that when the spine stops over here and this is kissed by the bottom one comes up and clamps onto it, as I'm going to show you as a demonstration. So let's start on let us start on with the switching on. So you will hear the sound of everything coming on and going, coming on when I switch it on. The first is the sound of the blade. You can hear the sound. So the blade is working perfectly. If you come closer, you can see that that is a blade going very, very fast. That covers it to stop anybody putting their finger in there. But when the book is coming, the book knocks it all through and gets trimmed, and then it closes back again for safety. That is a very, very important function. The next thing I'm going to switch on, you can see this is not switched on at the moment, so that is why it is not moving. Come closer and look. The glue is now in liquid. Okay, over here, please, over there. I want to show you the bag of the glue. This is a very perfect granules of glue, very, very high quality glue. They go in here as high quality granules, and in a few seconds they will melt. So the hot glue system is working perfectly. Now I'm going to switch on the rotor now. Can you see? The glue now is nice and fine. There are no more little pellets white pellets. They are now nice, smooth liquid. And constantly, as it is rotating, it makes sure there's a nice, smooth film gathering in this particular part that allows me to get enough glue on the spine. So, because this is already ground, I'm going to try and bind this part of the book. I start off by inserting it in here. All these are normally set as shown on the manual, so there is no big deal. You set it in such a way that it fits the size of the book. You could have a little book like this, and 1 minute. You could also have a fat book like this. Can you see how fat this one is? And you see how thin this one is? You set that on this clamp. But this clamp, as you see here, this clamp has been set for a thin book. This one. Okay? That is fine. When I switch on the clamp, in a minute, the clamp is switched on, and I know the clamp is working. You watch here and see. You test it. Can you see how it clamps? Yeah. Again, that's what it does. Whenever a book passes, it clamps. So that clamping is set to be a little bit smaller than the thickness of the spine, so that when it clamps it, it gives it a real good grip. If I'm doing a fat book like this, I open it up a bit so that it can clamp a big book. If I'm doing a small thin magazine, I close it down a bit so that it can clamp the magazine. You understand me? Yes. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate now. So first of all, when we want to run this machine at full speed, I normally have 3 staff working on the machine. The first person is here putting all the collected piles of books one at a time, and then operating it with the switch here. Now we are going to see that the normal operation is working fine. When I press this button, this is going to move across, stop here for a bit, and then it's going to drop off on this side. Okay? So it's okay, forget about the customers. So watch this now. This is now going to operate to show it's working properly. I have not switched it on. So I switch it on, that's the clamp, okay? Now when you switch it on, watch what it's gonna do. You don't put your finger here, watch. So you're going to follow it as it travels, okay? 1, 2, go. Can you see that? And then he releases the book and it goes again for a while. Try again. Watch. It goes, stops over here, kicks the book, and then it drops over there. So that's what we are going to do now with a real book and a real cover. Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome on board. Book binding. Number 1. Here we go. I'm gonna do it now. Did you hear that? Now I'll catch it. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that is how we have made all these books you see here. Very nice, very firm, and look at the squareness. Can you come closer and get it to be nice and square, flat spine? All the books we make here with this machine, nice and square spine. Look at the piles of the book, look at the piles of the book, look at the piles of the book. Different book covers for different books. We've done this one, we've done this one as well, and we've also done this one. All showing that this machine, the Sulby MKIII Auto-Minabinda, is working properly and is in perfect condition. Thank you very much for listening.